Hey, what is going on, you dead set legends? And welcome to the Ready Bang. Oh, I'm cooked. But I've still got this. The most sought after trophy in the arm wrestling world. Melbourne Cup 2019. Left arm amateur. This was hilarious. So we're going to talk about over the top 2 down under. I just want to have a bit of a chat, bit of a review. I'll upload matches and everything a little bit later. I can't remember how much the pay-per-view is, but anyway, I mean, before I say hi to everyone, where on earth do I say? Well, I've got to say hi to my man Tim Talmadge. Always love hanging out with Tim and his wife Kayla. They came to Australia for the first time. So this was the 5th country I've had a drink with Tim Talmadge in. So that was pretty special to me. So obviously Australia, the United States, Ireland, Dubai, and Mexico. So someone try and beat Tim Talmadge's record for the most drinks with me in individual countries. So that was really special. And I absolutely love hanging out with Tim. He's one of my best friends. So it was good to see him in my natural habitat. You'd be at the airport now, Tim, or getting ready to go to the airport. So safe flight home, buddy. It was a lot of fun. I'll say hi and get your questions in that soon. Just a quick shout out to Phil Rasmussen and Tom Uglesia. I'll never get your last name right, buddy, but just a phenomenal event. Just the atmosphere. I was worried about it being in Star Casino again because I didn't think we get enough competitors. But the joint was chockers. It was so full. It was hard to just like get around. Like when I wanted to get water or snacks, everybody would go to the back of the room, try and help out. It was just... It was unreal. So a huge shout out to them. I know they lost a ton of money for that. It's no secret. But the fact that they've done it again, my suggestion is like, if you do choose to do it again, make it like a once every 4 years, like an Olympic Games, like a World Cup, because you put smiles on so many people's faces. You brought Devon and his family over, and they were great. I'll get to them a little bit later on in the program. They were fantastic, and it was just an incredible event. It was an incredible event. I was really happy. I was up on stage for like 10 and a half hours. I tried to have little breaks, eat and that, because I didn't want to throw up. Happens when you project your voice, and as you can see now, and I got to commentate again this week. I've got so much to do, so might not talk for the next couple of days, try and get this right, lubricate it. But it was just huge, and I was wrong. Phil came up to me. He's like, Jake, we got Arm King Australia here, and we want to auction off a table with a pulley system. And I was like, dude, what? There's no point. There was no point doing it, because like, how you going to ship it back? You know, to whoever wins, how you going to get it back home? Blah blah blah. Anyway, $5,000 it went for. $5,000. It was insane. So I was like, holy shit. Well, I was wrong there. Sometimes I don't always get it right. In fact, I hardly ever get it right. But it was a long day, some awesome matches, a lot of countries represented. Unfortunately, so like the ugly side of things, the whole Uzbekistan team, something went wrong with their visas. So they didn't compete, which would have stacked the divisions even more. Would have been, I just can't even imagine how long it would have been if the Uzbeks come over, because they would have brought 30 or 40 and across the divisions. Olimov would have came. He was incredible. He came third last time. Brett Coots, got a message from Brett a few days ago. I was speaking to him. He's done with arm wrestling at the moment. So you won't see Brett on the circuit for a while. So we should Bretty Coots all the best. And Rickard Borman, he's got a match in December. So it was advised that even though he's not under contract for EVW yet, he would have done really well in the tournament. But long term, he gets an injury, misses matches in December. You go back down in the pecking order with super matches, So as much as we all wanted to see Rickard there, it was the right thing for Rickard to do. It was the right thing for Rickard to do. So yeah, they were there weren't many ugly things. I think we had one strained shoulder in the women's. Like there weren't really any like big. There were no big injuries. Like everyone's going to be sore and niggly. People are pulling for ages. And one thing, it was very, very humbling. And to everyone in the Southern Hemisphere, I cannot thank you enough for the hospitality. So, like, I don't know if I've burned bridges or anything, but I haven't been in the top tier of arm wrestling for about a year. I go to friends' events and I took some time off traveling. But the fact that when I turned up and was greeted like, I felt like a genuine celebrity, everyone coming up. I like, obviously Devon was the man and he was never left alone, but I was getting like, I probably took at least 100 photos, people wanting to get photos with me, sign their gear, equipment, shirts or whatever. And I was just so humbled by that. And everyone was so excited to come and meet me and say, I watched the show and everything. So that, just being in that atmosphere again, I honestly thought I'd fly through under the radar. Just speak to my friends, catch up with some old buddies. But no, I remember like at the end of the event, Tim Talmadge came up to me. He's like, oh, dude, we're going to the bar for the drinks. Yeah, all right. Won't be a moment. 95 minutes later from just stopping and talking and everyone. And, sometimes when you go for 10 and a half hours, you do at times question, are you doing any good? Are you living up to the hype and expectation? It's the most energized man in arm wrestling, but the outpour was incredible. My inbox had been flooded. Everyone coming up to me after the event. What a great job. And I don't need it, but geez, it's really nice. It's really nice. I am very grateful when people go, oh, great job. I can't believe you did that 10 and a half hours. I'm like, thank you so much. Like, you don't have to say that, but it was very nice of you to come up and say that. One lady blew me away. She was from New Zealand, and you don't think New Zealand women arm wrestling would know who I am, nor do I expect it. I know a couple of like low-level YouTubers turned up, and they were pretty pissed off no one recognized or cared that they were there. That was quite funny. Then there was this lady, she was like tough. She had like nose ring, staunch it anyway. Come up to the table and she's pulling, she won, she lost, she won, she lost. And then I was like, oh, cool, you scare me a little bit. And then she posts a video saying, oh my God, like how surreal, Aussie arm wrestlers commentating my matches. And I was like, oh wow, that's surreal for me that you think there. There's one lady I want to give a shout out to, and I want to get it right. Where are you? I'm just going to get her Instagram up. Her name is Zanetta O'Sullivan. Almost 100,000 followers on Instagram. She's a nutritionist and arm wrestler, a lovely mother and wife, wife to Tim O'Sullivan, who's also a great guy. So there were so many new faces, so many new competitors, right? So when they call everyone up to the table, it's like 8 names. Yeah, 4 tables, 8 names. And I'm like, I thought I heard Savannah. So I kept calling her Savannah. And I think she told me twice what her actual name was. And it's Zanetta. It's a cool name. And I'm spewing. I kept getting it wrong because I'm trying to remember 160 people's names. So Zanetta O'Sullivan, I owe you a proper commentated match. And I hope, I'll be at an event that you are again. And I will 100% make sure I don't get that wrong. So I do apologize. And I have apologized to you privately, and I'll apologize to you again because there's nothing worse. Nothing worse when you're on the big stage. And like, I'm not sure if Zanetta knew who I was beforehand, but, Phil Rasmussen made a big deal. Oh, Aussie ArmWrestlers here to compete. And someone gets your name wrong. That sucks. That sucks. When you guys as fans, when Travis Bajan's butchering names, you guys don't like it. So when you're there up on the stage and you're trying to be focused because cash prizes, first time for the women this year, cash prizes, you want your bloody name right. Heaps of people bought the pay-per-view. I think we got more pay-per-views than GVW, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So now I will say hi to everyone, talk more about Over the Top, including Tony Rizzo. How you going? Andy Beckett is hanging around. How are you going, Andy? Carolyn Looms is in the chat. How are you, Carolyn? One thing I love about Carolyn Looms is she wants the Beast versus Nick Stone. She's a big fan of Nick Stone. And then we'll get to the Beast a bit later. If you're a new YouTube channel, get Carolyn Looms on your side. Carolyn Looms is like the mother to all new arm wrestling YouTube channels if she likes you. And if she likes you and you're allowed in that inner circle, she helps and she'll promote you and promote you and promote you. And then when you're off, and you've built yourself up and you've gone, then she goes finds these new arm wrestling YouTube channels that you like, and she helps build them up. She's fantastic. She did it with me. She pops in once in a while, and I'm always grateful. And Carolyn pops in, and I see her do it with all the newer YouTube channels. You need more people like that. Coastal Crocus in the chat. G'day, already bang. The Drew 24 is hanging about, which is good. How are you going, Drew and crazy Uncle Jim? My man, Johnny Cooper, ready bang, baby. Why weren't you there, Johnny? Footy season's over. Why weren't you there? Did I pull? That was the first time I'd physically touched an arm wrestling table since April. I don't arm wrestle anymore. I gripped up with Devon, Andrew Lee, Tim. Like, there was heaps of after pulling at the after party and things like that. But I didn't jump on the table. No, I don't compete anymore. No, I'm not sick. I'm not sick. You scream and shout for 10 and a half hours. It just has its time on it. I'll be getting down the lozenges and whatnot all the time. Hey, what's going on? You know who. Yep, spent some time with Devon. My thing for this one, he was at the after party, spoke for a little bit, but I'm very lucky. I've spent a lot of time with Devon over the years. I'm able to message him. He replies. I have his private number. I'm able to just call when I need to. So I didn't want to, I had conversations with him because he's my friend and I love his family. Friends with the families, been lucky enough to be in his home. So it wasn't about me. So I took a big step back from spending time with Devon. One, I wanted to catch up with all my other friends as well. But I don't know, everyone that was there, I don't know the next time people will get a chance to meet Devon or see Devon or have a conversation with Devon. We all know I can talk. So I didn't want to take that. I wanted everyone else to have their moment. I sat there for a while before the event. And I'm like, you want a photo with Devon? Yeah, Devon. Yeah, next. And took about 50 photos to help everyone. Yeah. I'll be pumping them out, mate. Pumping them out. I have plenty of water again today. And bit of, lots of water. How's it going, Aussie? More people in GVW. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about GVW later. I just want to give some props to a lot of people for Over the Top and tell everyone how incredible Over the Top 2 was. 10 and a half hours. 10 and a half hours commentating. If you had it my way, we'd hang out. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a shame live on opposite sides of the world. Although I wouldn't be able to keep up with you. So we might do once a fortnight. But yeah. Hey, Phil, my man. I'll rest up the voice. I'll go again next weekend. I gotta host some shows. I gotta do some voiceovers. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Okay, a bit behind the comments. Roy Baker's in there. G'day. Yeah, no, you do love supporting, and it's a great thing. So, I mean, where do I start? First of all, Mario Tambakis. I want him to pull BLM, the Major Arm Wrestling Championships. I've already sown the seed, planted the seed with Ian Carnegie. Mario, just as a genuine human being, deserves to be on the big stage. You know, he's a very humbling person. He did amazing in the final to hold Mateo Orangi, Hedda Morris, like in that spot after having a couple of battles with Lachlan Adair throughout the Open tournament. But just as a person, I want the best for him, and I'll strive to get him the best. That's why I try to get him on Knuckles Up, try and get him booked everywhere. You know, he's got a great relationship with Tim Talmadge. They're besties. And he just wants to make sure everyone else is okay. You know, he'll sacrifice his night to ensure everyone else is okay. You know, he organised a big Airbnb so the after party would be at his house. That's where I stayed. I tried to give him money. He's like, no. So it was incredible. It was incredible. And he pulled phenomenal. He's looking better and better. He's not even 30 years old. So if he keeps at it, he's a star. An absolute just superstar human being. If you get a chance to just sit and hang out with Mario Tambakis, you'll do very well in life. He's just an incredible person. He pulled amazing, looks like a star, is a star. It was the first time universally. This is how what a cult following Mario has in Australia. G'day, Matt. How you going, my man? Hope all is going well. We'll have a chat soon. Red Cat Man, I'll have to get you on the show soon, Matty. What's going on, Red Cat Man? So when it was the final, and it was, I think Mario got to the strap. Mario turns to the crowd and gives him one of these ones. And it was the first time, I've been everywhere, where the crowd started chanting Mario's name like it was a team sport, or like Steph Curry at the free throw line. And it was you know, MVP, but they were like, Mario. I can't remember what they were chanting, or let's go, man. I can't remember what they were chanting, but I remember I stopped commentating so everyone watching the pay-per-view could hear it, and I was just enjoying it. I was like, now that feels like a real sport. That felt phenomenal. It felt really good. So that was, yeah. So huge shout out to Mario. I don't have, and if anyone has a bad word to say about Mario Tambakis, then I don't trust you at all. Moving on to the Open final, we had 27 competitors in the Open final. The top 8 included Mario, Lachlan, Mateo Rangi, Andy Boskowski, Tim Talmadge, Malachi from New Zealand, Devon Larratt. Who was the 8th? I said Lachlan. It's staring there, right? I'm trying to think of all the opening matches. Those four undefeated. Orton, Andy. Oh, who was Jordan Davis? Thank you very much. The Reacher. How can I forget the Reacher? I keep picturing him in his referees. So, 8 incredible athletes. And a shout out to Jordan Davis as well. So it was the final 8, and Tim Talmadge took on Jordan Davis, and they had a battle. They went in there. It was a really good match, and the referees called something, and you could see both arm wrestlers just go, oh. Anyway, they both went and chat to head referee Tom. Jordan could have won this $10,000. This is how good of a person Jordan Davis is. $10,000 up for grabs. Jordan could have won, stayed in the tournament or whatnot, and said, yeah, let's redo the match. Let's redo the match. Yeah, they redid the match, and Tim Talmadge ended up winning because Tim Talmadge is an incredible arm wrestler. You guys really need to take notice of him. An incredible arm wrestler. Tim Talmadge finished fourth in the top 8 out of everyone. So went through the A side undefeated, I believe, Tim. Yes, because you had to pull Big Mate yeah. So Mate, Tim, Lachlan, and Mario were the 4 that went through on the A side, and then Orton, who had battles all day. Orton was fantastic. The way, all the Larratts, but the way Orton and Milo handled themselves, happy to take photos, happy to sign merch, happy to stand and talk with you, happy just for everything. They were competing, and when they lost, they weren't bitching at the refs or anything, shook their opponent's hand, said, great job, went on and went again. Orton just pulled as much as he could. Milo was too cooked from his division. He just would have been a waste of time, him going in the open. It was, his arm was bloody. So they're just 2 incredible young men, and they do not deserve any of the hate they get on the internet. They're just ripper young. For young men put under all that pressure in the spotlight with who they, especially who their dad is, and the way Jody is, who I speak very highly of Jody. They're just awesome. They're just awesome, and I wish people just pull their fucking heads in when they talk about Milo and Orton, because I'll put my life on it. First of all those people that hate Orton and Milo, I bet you if they turn up to your tournament, you'd be like, oh, Milo, Orton, can I get a photo? And then you'd realise they're just awesome kids. It's Milo's birthday today. If Facebook is correct, happy birthday, Milo. Not a bad way to spend it in Australia. But yeah, Orton pulled well all day. He came second in his division because he had an absolute grinder with Torben Pelican. He had an absolute grinder with him. Great matches. And then he was just too cooked for the final. That's tournament pulling. Bowen Cantado ended up winning that one. Milo had some bangers all day. They both did really well. Finished high in their divisions. But they were just great all day. Anytime I like brought Milo up on stage to have a chat, or if I chatted to Orton throughout the day, they weren't rude or thinking that they were better than everyone. They would do anything and everything to talk. They'd stay at the bar for a long time, just chatting, sharing stories. So yeah, Roy Baker says, totally agree. The whole Larratt clan are top-notch people. How are you going? 7-8. What is happening there? Yeah, so the top 8, let's start off with Mario and Lachlan. They had a great battle, real great battle. I think Lachlan's having surgery next week, so wishing you all the best, Lachlan. It's great to see Hannah as well. Hello. And they had a great battle. Lachlan ended up going through. Mario had elbow fouls. Really good attack. And once I get permission off the Australian Arm Wrestling Federation, I'll upload some pretty good matches. Tim Talmadge had Mata Arangi, and he got Mate on the knife's edge. So Tim's got really good elbow integrity. Tim's defensive hook is really good. Mate just dropping everything, almost weighed 100 kilos more than Tim. And he got him on an elbow foul. So all Tim had to do was just hold enough. And then in the end, just got a bit too much. So Mate went through to the A side. Then I think it was Andy and Auden and Malachi and Jordan Davis. Does that sound right? I think it might have been Jordan Davis and Andy went. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, because Auden already lost earlier in the day. Can't even remember who he lost to. But the top 8, it was just all good. It just looked so much better than last time. The event was great. Juan and just all the team that do the brackets and the microphone, even Tim Talmadge. Tim Talmadge's wife, Kayla, she was on holidays but wanted to help out running the tournament. So she did the microphone a bit just as we all got started. Yeah, just good people. Good people. And it was, yeah, man, I wish you were here. I wish you were here, bud. John, study up on East versus West because we'll do a prediction show and we'll bring back the caption game just one last time for 2025. But yeah, you would have done well. You would have done well in the tournament. Just another personality in there. And I'll tell you, it would have been incredible for me to just have a 15-minute break. So I could have given you the microphone and you would have been in safe hands for 10 and a half hours. Yeah, we missed you, buddy. We definitely missed you. You would have loved the after party. But, yeah, I'll speak to you during the week anyway. Well, it's not too late. Not too late to get the show. So then in the final, the way it all worked out, in the final, it was Big Mate who arrived that morning, Big Mate against Mario Tambakis. And I ended up yelling at the crowd because there was a call during the Lachlan match when Mario and Lachlan had to meet again. And there was an elbow foul call because it was strict WAF rules. There was an elbow foul call. And so they called an elbow foul and they were reviewing it. And I put the microphone in the referee and they were like, elbow foul on Mario. And the crowd started booing. The crowd said, that's what a cult following Mario's got. The crowd started booing. I was like, no. I said, we don't do that here. We don't do that in arm wrestling. Fuck that. No, And it was an elbow foul. I saw the footage. It was an elbow foul, which sucked for Mario. He ended up winning anyway and getting through to the final. And that final, man, everyone rushed to the stage. And so if you look throughout the day, you can see me in the middle commentating. But I didn't want to be in any shots of the incredible top 8. I hopped off stage because that's your job as a commentator to enhance it. So I hopped off stage. I didn't want to be in any photo, any shot. I didn't want to take any attention off what was happening on the table for the top 8. And that final was just insane. It was so good. It just gave a bit of spark back in me, that's why I really love arm wrestling. That's really why I love traveling the world. A big shout out to Big Mate. I said it in a post-match interview. I said, you're always the Robin. You're the runner-up. You're always you're there, but you're not. And this time it's you. You're the man. You're the winner. 10 grand. 10 grand. That goes a long way in any bloody currency. So a huge shout out to him. And anyone that spends time with Matteo Arangi, he's just an incredible human being. Really nice person. So shout out to Mate. Great win. He's learning how to arm wrestle now. Yes, can't wait till you, me, and Uncle John will be back together. That'll be good. So, yeah, huge shout out to Mate. He's a great person. He's learning how to arm wrestle now. That was the difference. Mario could have had him against the old Mate, but Mate knew how to arm wrestle. He readjusted. He's hitting better. So, looking forward to trying to get Mate a match. I know he's got something coming up this year, so I'll keep an eye out for that. The lightweights, like all the divisions across the board, they were just great matches, whether it be the women's, 65s and 65 and under. You know, it's great to see Jody Larratt on the table. Oh, I've got another record. Hey, put this one down. There is only one, to my knowledge, there is only one person in the world that has commentated all Larratts in a match. Devon, Jody, Auden, Milo, and Haybury. So Haybury jumped on the table as well in the under 65s. She jumped on and had a crack while she was there, which was fantastic. It was fun. It was just fun. So I believe only one person in the world has commentated all 5 of the Larratts. So once again, just putting my stamp on the arm wrestling world. So the tournaments throughout the day, very well run. Shout out to the Arm Wrestling Australian Federation Committee. Shout out to Chris Hex from Sydney. He designed the over-the-top shirts. He's incredible. So look up Chris Hex on Facebook. You know, if you're looking for things to be designed. You did a Canadian Nationals. So there's 2 of us. Okay. Did Jody compete as well? Okay, so there's 2 of us. Hey, I'm the second person to do it. That's amazing. And I'm glad that you were the first. Okay, that's okay. There's 2 of us. The second. Because I couldn't think. I was racking my brain. But yes, that's okay. That's okay. I'm happy to be 2. If I'm going to lose to anyone, I'm very happy it's Uncle John. Damn it. No, not at all. Just thought, that's a nice little notch on the belt. Well, it's a notch on the belt that I'm the second person to ever do it. The thing is, I did it better than you, John. No, I'm only joking. Oh, here he is. The man. $10,000. The beast. He come and did it. My man, my cafe mate. And I annoy. Thank you so much for the kind words, Mate. You know, like, we love it. No event would be good if you're not commentating it, my bro. I really appreciate it, Mate. I really appreciate it. And it was, it's funny because like poor Mate's just like, he sits there. He's a big guy. You know, he's trying to get ready to do all of his stuff. And I like to show everyone else. That that Mate is human and he's a nice guy. He can go talk to him. So the poor guy, every time I walk past him, I had to bump him and just keep on walking. You know, he's just a ripper guy. But yeah, so congratulations to 10 grand. 10 grand to the beast, my cafe mate. I was very happy for you. You know, and as a commentator, you just get a brief special moment with the winner, whether it's doing the post-match interview or as soon as you congratulate him and the microphone goes away. Mate and I have had a lot of in-depth conversation about his arm wrestling. So I've been there for some tough losses for Mate, and I've been there for some good wins, some really good wins, and this was another one. So I always say Aussie is a great number 2. Get fucked, John. Hey, you appeared nicely in the arm wrestling, the new arm wrestling Sear video. That was fun. Yeah, we'll have a chat about that. We'll do a show Thursday night your time. We'll do a show, and we'll have a laugh. Carl Beckett gets it. My man Moses, awesome job commentating our matches. Thank you. Thank you for competing, Moses. Because without you guys, I got no one to commentate. So thank you very much. Yeah, it was good, and I tried to make sure I really hit up every division. I remember you with your fluffy curly hair, Moses. So if I knew your last name was, if I went and checked the board beforehand, Moses, I would have called you Eminem all day. So yeah, no, good on you, Moses, as well. I need awesome people like you. You made the travel. If I remember, you were in a Sydney Spartans shirt, but you made the travel, put up your own money to get on the table. And without people like you, Moses, I got no one to commentate. Well, I'd give it a go, commentating nothing. So thank you as well, Moses. Means a lot. Oh, mate, we've been doing it for years. So John and I are just enjoying the fruits of our loins, if I've used that term correctly. And everyone just called us haters. And they've all gone quiet and they've all disappeared. But I don't want to bring that shit back up. I want to talk about, for a few more moments, because I'm just trying to see if I can remember a lot of things, because I don't want people to be shortchanged or short-handed. Like, I can't speak highly enough of Phil Rasmussen and Tom Iglesias. Yeah, and even their family, like his wife and daughter, run around and they just do so much on the day. And I feel, that was hilarious, because we were at our house, and Cheyenne, who's Tom's daughter, was at our house. She was just catching up Mario, and we're just hanging around. And then she was at the house, and I was like, "Oh, you're new. Hi, I'm Jake." And she looks at me and she goes, "We've met a few times before." And I had a look, and I was like, "Oh, yes, we have. I'm so sorry. How are you?" And she's a lovely young lady. And throughout the whole day, every time I walked around, because she was helping run the brackets and she didn't, and everything else. That's just what that family do. They're amazing. So then hi, I'm Jake. Yeah, we had a bit of a thing, a bit of a fun joke there. Now, some quick things. Yeah, man. Well, we've done Ireland, Dubai, and Australia together, and America. So you're up to 4. So you're in the rare 4. Ryan Bowen's in the rare 4. Tim Talmadge's 5. You're 4. Yeah, Dubai, Ireland, America, and Australia. So you and Ryan are 4. Tim's 5. That's an interesting stat. Mario Tambakis is only 2. That's surprising. Lachlan Adair is only 2. Ron Barth is 2. Devon hasn't competed, but we've caught up in 4. Devon's a part of the 4. Man. But no, Big Marte came up to me once and he goes, "You'll commentate me on the big stage. You'll commentate me at King of the Table or East versus West." And he was true to his word. He made it, and I was honoured enough to commentate his King of the Table debut. So I was very happy. G'day, Neil. How you going? So there was another thing of the ugly side of things. So no Danny Tesh sighting. And Phil Rasmussen, before I answer your question here, Phil Rasmussen was hilarious. He's on the microphone, and you got to say, Neil and Uncle John, table 1, Marte and Mario, table 2, and calling it out. So then Phil goes, Jake Ward versus Danny Tesh. And there was just something happened across it. Everyone's like, Danny Tesh is here? What? What? And then he had to get on there and said, No, it didn't happen. But Tom Avalon didn't show up. I was speaking with Phil, and I was like, "Where is he?" And apparently, just ghosted Phil. Had it all worked out, and then as it was getting closer and closer to the event, just wouldn't pick up the phone, wouldn't answer it, and didn't turn up because it was a shame. I was really hoping to get a chat with Tom Haviland. And if I got, and if I worked on, like if him and Devon after pulled, I probably would have got 1 million. Well, I wouldn't have got 1 million followers because everyone just rips everyone else's content now. Arm wrestling's just in a shit spot. So yeah. Hey everyone, go check out Grip Kings. I've done some a show with Grip Kings on his channel, so make sure you go check him out. Subscribe to him, follow him on Instagram. Really nice young man. Really nice young man. Oh, there he is. There he is. Phil Rasmussen. Jeez, update your photo, bud. The president and vice president of WAF now. Vice president of WAF. Is that right? But no, it was incredible. I was saying earlier, Phil, I'm not sure if you heard. I'll say it again. I was wrong. I was wrong. When you came up to me and said, "Oh, we're going to auction off one of the tables," and I went, "Mate, don't do it. No one's going to buy it. These guys don't have money. These guys don't have money. How are you going to get it shipped?" Anyway, I was sitting at the back with Jewett, and you were doing the auction, and it went for $5,000, and I was like, I was fucking wrong. I was way wrong. You know, Oz as well, he was with me, and we are just like, oh, well, we were wrong. So Phil, in that sense, you were right. You were right to auction off that table with the pulley system from Arm King Australia. You were right on a lot of things on that event. It was incredible, and I thank you for bringing me up. So, yeah. You had the right people in the house. You had the right. I could not have. I was too cooked. I couldn't have done the auction for you. You know, I'll do everything here, but you do it. I can't do it. If Danny Test showed up and pulled, that would probably be the only time I'd copyright strike people. If I had Danny and Devon pull. That was the only time I've done it. G'day, Dominic. It was good to see you on the weekend. But it was just all fantastic. Even my brother, I rang him this morning. He was like telling me like how good the event looked. He loved it. I loved the way it looked and everything. I was even like when I was commentating, I'd even look up on the thing and the way the final 8 was set up, Phil, I loved it. It just felt proper. Felt like a really good event. Felt incredible. And I take my hat off to you. Phil, I'm not sure if I told you this, but I know you probably won't do another one again. I can't imagine how much money you lost. You know, but if you get the itch and you want to do it again, don't even think about doing it every year. Make this Australia's World Cup, Australia's Olympic Games every 4 years. That way, then people go, shit, this isn't going to happen for another 4 years. Because I think it was 3 years since the last one. But if you did the next one in 2029, mate, I'm telling you, we'll double it. We'll triple it. But it was fantastic. And thank you very much, mate. I was trying all day. Hey, my man, Rhett. It was really good to see Rhett. This is Rhett, isn't it? Well, if not, it was really good to see my friend Rhett compete. Always enjoy seeing him try and hang and bang, which is good. So very happy for Rhett. So, Phil, am I fired? You can't just say I was awesome and then get someone else to do my job. Am I fired? What? Guys, like you're saying, maybe every 2 years. Do you know how much money, time, and effort? Well, actually, I don't care, Phil. Stick your tournament up your ass. You've just fired. No, I'm only joking. I love Phil. And I always just love catching up with Phil. But there's so much time and money. Like, this wasn't just your tournament with a banner in the background. High level production, My Sport Live. Obviously, with everything, things need to be tweaked and improved. I've heard the audio wasn't great on the pay-per-view, which makes sense because I was using the house microphone. But, you got to bring a special guest over that people would love to see so that, it's not cheap to fly people to Australia. Phil looked after me. I'm not hiding everything. Flights, accommodation, and a small pay. So you got to pay for that. Some sponsors pulled out. Apologies if I'm saying too much, Phil. When sponsors pull out, that really hurts. $25,000 just giving away in cash. Trophies, hiring out a room in a casino. Yeah, for a whole day. That's not cheap. Or 2 days because you got to set up. So, yeah. No, Neil's a guest. I just want him to to experience what we create. I want everyone to experience it. Double elimination tournaments can be far more exciting than super match events. It was fun. Yeah, definitely bring him over. Come see what Australia is all about, the land down under. I didn't wear a flashy suit because it's just a long day. It was too hot. So it'd be nice to go back and forth. Like I do the first hour, Neil does the second hour, third hour, fourth hour, and then we do the final 8 together. I could do that. I want you to come every year. Come meet my family. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Love floating. Oh, I loved it as well. Oh, and there she is, Mrs. Arm Sports Entertainment. It's always great to see you as well. Always. Absolutely loved it. Honestly, learned a lot from Jake. The podcast type of video style was great. Still have to upload the full version. Go check it out. Grip Kings. Young man, we had a great chat. Nice little fun chat. Because I'm not usually a guest. I like being the host. But sometimes it's nice to be a guest because you just sit there and get you don't have to think of the questions. It's nice. Not that I think of the questions. They just come out. Yeah, so I'm trying to go from top to bottom. The top 8, Phil, I just want to speak to you about the pay-per-view of what I can release and what I can't release. The top 8 looked incredible, felt like a proper sport, was intense, crowd was hot, which made it so much better. They're slamming the stage, they're chanting Mario's name. That was unbelievable. Then there was, the organization from Phil, like Tom built all the tables, built the things to make it look like over the top. Production, the volunteers, the committee, Chris X's designs, Jordan and Cheyenne on the brackets all day. The sponsors, of course, without them helping us out. People that flew, we had, I think, 5. I can count 5 different countries that were there. Phil, you might let me know. There was obviously Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Singapore, but I believe he lives in Australia, America. I'm trying to think. Yeah, there was a lot of countries there. Devon was great. He took about 1 million photos, jumped on the table. People afterwards come to the after party where a lot of people didn't sleep. I fell asleep on the couch. I gave for what Phil and Tom do, I try and give every bit of energy that I have, which means I miss out on an after party. I had nothing for the after party, so I just went to bed. Yeah, tournaments were great. So I think there was at least 5 countries represented. I'm sure there were more. It was great meeting like Rickson from the Savage Hitters. It was really nice meeting him and his team. And it was just nice meeting people. It was just nice meeting people that follow the channel. It was nice that, yeah, I watch your show. Your podcasts are great. I listen to them while I'm at work. I'm like, you legends. You legends. So it was really good. The Japan was in the house. So 6 countries. Who's from Japan? Who's from Japan? I can't remember. There was just so much going on. At one stage, I didn't know, because what you've got to understand when you commentate, you're there on the middle and you're like, that's going to be a good match. I'll commentate there. That's going to be a good match. But then I have to realize I got to double check on the screen. So I was trying to demand the camera guys to go where I thought would be the best match. But then I got to look on the screen and go, actually, that's where it is. So sometimes I started commentating the match and I looked up on the screen. I'm like, oh, that's not the match we're watching. So then I went over there. Yeah, so all the shout outs were great. It's great catching up with everyone. I loved it. I loved the event. It was amazing. Yeah. Okay, so there was 14. I said earlier that the Uzbek team, the visas didn't go well. Boardman wasn't allowed to pull. Brett was finished. He's finished with arm wrestling at the moment. So, yeah, because that would have been even more. And Olimov would have really done some damage in that open class because he came 3rd last time. But Uzbeks, they were rock solid. It was great. People from the House of Pain turned up. Sardines turned up. Laz, Connor, Jordan Browning, my guys. It was really good. Of course, catching up with Jordan and Andrew was great. Andy Boskovsky was there. He made the final 8. He'd be still kicking himself now. He lost on elbow fouls. Lazar Barkin in the house. Go check out Lars's Instagram. Where Lars pulls, I've said it once, I've said it a million times. We need more men like Lars. His content on there is fantastic. How you going, Lucky? Hope all is well. There's one lady. Well, actually, there's a few ladies, but one lady in particular, she was pretty good. Zanetta O'Sullivan. Reach out to her. She pulled really well. She's got a pin on a national champion. She'd be pretty good for your show. Yeah, that's like we can talk about other stuff. Like if you want to talk about GVW and this, that, and the other, but I shared a house with. So who was in my house? There was Rhett. There was Jet and his lovely girlfriend. So I was good hanging out with, always good hanging out with Rhett. First time hanging out with Jet. Dimmy, one of the referees who also competed. It was really good hanging out with him and his girlfriend. Obviously, I had Mario. Met Mario's new girlfriend. You better keep her. Who else was in our house? Tim Talmadge and Kayla. It was awesome hanging out with them. Ivan, Peter. Always good catching up with those guys. Jacob Johnson and Gary slept on the couch one night. Always good seeing them. It's just like, I wish I had more play money. I wish I had play money because I love going to Australian tournaments. I love there's just something about it, catching up with those guys. There's just something about it. It's so good. Just seeing everyone having a laugh, shooting the shit. All right. See you, bud. Yeah, it was a fun event. It was an amazing event. It was really good. Now, what do we got? For some honey lemon tea. Thank you. I'll be smashing that today. I've been having heaps of throat lozenges and that. It was thank you very much, Lucky. You're a star. And if you really like female arm wrestling, go subscribe. And Lucky's a very nice person as well. So that's why I'm very happy to support her. If you've got any final questions about Over the Top or anything else, chuck them in now. I'll have a quick chat, and then I'm off to playgroup to spend time with my girls because I am back in the Gold Coast on the weekend. I'm back on a plate on the weekend for Club Wars. Australia v New Zealand. The Powerhouse Arm Wrestling Club are taking on Fresh Meat Arm Wrestling Club from New Zealand. Vitaly Mateo, Charles Puri. I hope Charles can pull. He was at Over the Top. So, very excited. But Phil, you go to bed. You go to or rest at anything. We'll talk privately. But congratulations, mate. Congratulations. Just another it was a world-class event. You know, sometimes you sit there and think, oh, you know, you're in Australia. That was world-class, mate. World-class, and I absolutely loved it. Yes, it went forever, and I stopped commentating at one stage to just get the brackets catching up so we weren't too late for the finals. But it was incredible. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Phil Barker, what's the link for the site? I will show you. I will drop it in the chat now. Let me just give me two. I don't know what I'm singing. Super Mario 3. Okay. Copy link. I'll put it here for you, bud. Oh, okay. I'll put it in the description. The link is too big. Oh, that's the Facebook post. Okay, so that's why. Hang on. I'll get this sorted. Yeah, $10 Australian. My wife bought it, but didn't get to watch it. My wife bought it and didn't get to watch it. So we're trying. Hopefully that all gets fixed. Okay, so it's in the description, Phil Barker. It is in the description, legend. I'm just having a look. Oh, okay, that's very cool. Yeah, no worries, Phil. No worries. So, Kiwis going to crush the Aussies. It'll be good. There's some big boys coming over. Yeah, I caught a little bit of GVW. Well, I just felt like it was like sucked in. Oh, hang on. Appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much, Phil. The event was our crowning achievement. You did an amazing thing. Like, you know, from your nationals that were just in someone's garage or driveway or a parking lot to now a global event. You've done an incredible job. You've done an amazing job. I told you this privately. I'll tell you publicly. You've done an amazing job with it. you've built a team that you can trust and get there. And I said it to you privately. For you to think that I can add to your event will always be humbling. To think that I'm the guy that should be on the microphone and be trusted with that for 10 hours. I find that very honored. I'm very honored that even though you fired me publicly, no, I'm only joking. Yeah, I'm very honored that you guys, Tom throughout the day, he's trying to run anything, but throughout the day on stage, he kept saying, "Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming." And yeah, no, I'm appreciative that you think that I'm the guy. You invest so much money, and then you think that I'm the guy to help enhance what is going on there. So yeah, so just quickly on GVW. What can you say? What can you say? Felt bad. I felt bad, but then I didn't feel bad. The press conference started like 90 minutes late. So for me, Moses, honest thought, because it was, and I don't care what anyone says, this is my opinion. I legally say that. My opinion. It was created out of spite. It was created because one bloke absolutely loved Engen and just went, "Nah, we're making this out of spite. And this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah." So it was made out of spite. So you were, from the start, you've lost a major part of the audience, which is the Western audience. Like 85% of pay-per-views are from the Western audience. So then they missed a lot. Like the day of, I had no idea what time. I kept asking, what time does it start? And the one response I got was, it's on the event ticket website. Why would I go to a ticket website when it was on Ryan Bowen's channel for pay-per-view? And if I'm handing over my money, I'm going to hand it to Ryan on his channel. I'm sure there's a split or whatever it is. But so why would I go to a ticket event thing? It was hardly advertised anywhere. Well, when I say hardly advertised anywhere, when I went looking for it, there was like an AI video and a couple of posters and things like that. The press conference, from what I watched, and in all due respect, it was so boring for the fact that Ryan couldn't get into a flow because he'd have to talk, it'd have to be translated, and then translated back, say it's for Gennady. He has to talk. Someone talks to Gennady. Gennady translates it back. Then the translator. So you're not getting that passion from Gennady. You're getting the translated version, which is watered down. So it was boring. I didn't watch much of it. I thought, because I was going to do a live commentary. Order might have joined me. I was going to have Tim Talmadge and Mario Tambakas. We're going to do a live commentary, but it's 5 hours late. It's not a good sign. The venue looked cool, but there was no one in there. There's no one in there. That would have been tough. That would have been tough for sure. So, and because of that, not many pay-per-view sales were bought. So they released the matches straight away. I saw one person already call one of the matches fake. Whether it is or not, it's not good that happens. Yeah. They said they're going to do 2 more shows, so they must have a really good sponsor or a very rich person that recently sold something to make money that's helping fund it. Says he's not. That's my opinion. I'm just guessing. So yeah, Moses, it was just odd. The whole thing was odd. Just seemed off. And an empty venue just wasn't. The venue, I liked the setup, like on the table and the light, but the rest of it, I haven't watched all the matches. I've seen a couple of clips, but no, I had way. Yeah. It was different. Don't like Ready Maximum Bang. I know. I miss Maximum Bang. I miss it. It was a lot of fun. All good things must come to an end. So because it was created out of spite, that's my opinion. The people that competed should be banned for a timeline from competing at EVW 1 year minimum, and Ryan shouldn't commentate for EVW anymore. I do believe that they were allowed to do this one. They were allowed to do this one. And then they're not allowed to do any more. So I'll be very interested to see who converts over, because GVW2. So like, I'm really interested in like a Zarenov, a Samushia, Babayev, because you've just come from EVW, and you're not like the way that Engen organises a boycott and whatnot. My opinion. And then from there, yeah, it was just, they might have been all in on GVW and then just saw that and went, oh, geez, we couldn't even get anyone to turn up or buy the pay-per-view. Yeah, maybe call me when you're 5 or 6 events deep. So if they were allowed to do that one, That's up to Robert Baxter to make that decision. We'll just have to wait and see. Dominic comes in, bang. Congratulations to the Australian Arm Wrestling Federation for another epic event. Thanks, Jake, for your vocal cords. The Larratt family, Phil, referees, volunteers, Tim and Kelly, Tom and Ruben. Congrats to Mateo Arangi. Shout out to Mario Tambakis as well for hosting one of the after parties. I know there were a few after parties, but he hosted one of them. And thank you, Dominic, for your generous donation. Really appreciate it. It was good catching up with you and Josh, my man. Hope you are doing well. Ballpark sponsorship dollars number. I reckon, I don't know. I reckon they spent over 100K easy. I reckon they spent over 100K, not a problem. Oh, you think, yeah, okay. Too easy. He did. He won $10,000. He didn't give me any of it. All right. Well, I am going to have a drink. I'm going to rest these vocal cords. 5 more minutes. Any other questions, concerns? Hit the like button, guys. If you've got any questions you want answered, hopefully they're not questions I've already answered. Might do a prediction show later on in the week with Uncle John. Okay. Man, I didn't realize how much people love after pool videos. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, all right. No other questions. That's fine. I'm so tired. But more importantly, congratulations to Mate Arangi finished first. Congratulations to Mario Tambakis for finishing second. Congratulations to Lachlan Adair coming third. Love catching up. Always love seeing Lockie. God, I love Lachlan Adair. Love Mara. I love them all. Tim Talmadge came fourth. My man. Congratulations to him. Who else? Well done to Devon Larratt. So much pressure. He came in. Yeah. Milo, congratulations, Milo, doing well. Congratulations, Larratt. Just congratulations to anyone that had the balls to get up on that table and compete. I've got a lot of respect for you. So, congratulations. You guys are awesome. I hope. Oh, hang on. Yeah, he's good, man. He's good. If you want some gold portrait shots of the after pulls with Dev, let me know. I'll send you the full res video. Yeah, if they're different than the videos I've put up, yeah, man, send them through. Send them through. Yeah, that'd be cool, Moses. Like I've posted him pulling Mate, I've posted him pulling Bowen, Lockie Carpenter, Andy Boz. I think that is it. Do you know where Devon is training this week? No. Maybe try and message him, but I'm sure he'll post it. I'm sure he'll post it. He'd have to post it. He will, because he'd want everyone to turn up. That's how awesome he is. Can you send them on Instagram, Moses? Can you send them on Instagram? Is that the best way to do it? I don't know, really. Yeah, message. There you go. Message Phil. Phil will know. Message Phil. Jacob is keen to have him at the Brisbane Arm Wrestling Lab tonight. Sort it out. Sort it all out. And they might not come tonight because it's Milo's birthday. Yeah, I thought it looked good from what I watched. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I'm out of here. I'm going to play group. You guys are the best. Thursday night, Friday morning our time, Thursday night, overseas time. But there seems to be a lot of Australians in the chat. I will, I'll do a show. I'll get Uncle John on. We'll have some fun. We'll talk more about GVW then, and we'll do some East versus West predictions. All right, guys, you're the best. I'm out of here.